you've been through, why you got scars. Since you walked through the door, I've been trying to reach you, 'cause I feel you. What's the story to tell? What's the story behind the mountain you're trying to climb? Think I've heard it before.
Welcome back to the channel, or if you're brand new here and this is the very first time you're ever seeing me, what's up? I am Jen. I share all things health and wellness here on the channel. Anything I do to level up my own life, I share with you guys in hopes to inspire and motivate you to do the same. So if that sounds like your jam, make sure to smash that subscribe button before we jump into today's video. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. Today I'm going to share my 4-step process that I do every single week to help set me up and hit the ground running for the upcoming week. This is one of the biggest struggles or pain points that I hear from my clients, as well as have experienced myself, and that is time management, not feeling like that we can get everything done, bogged down with stress and overwhelm and chaos, which stops us from being consistent and successful at the things that we're trying to pursue. This process has definitely upgraded and evolved over time as I see what works, what doesn't work, all of that. But these are the steps that I take to help me get the most shit done and be the most productive that I can each and every week. Now, this is not for somebody that just gets to sit on the beach all week and sip Mai Tais. If that's you and you have no stress, no responsibilities, anything in your life, then I have plenty of other videos that'll help get your ass moving and get on the go. But for all the rest of us busy bees that are trying to hold it down and do all the things and chaos still seems to win week to week, this is definitely for you. Before we run through the process, the top 2 tools that I use for planning every single week, not sponsored, just what I use. I have my handy dandy planner here that you can see that is well loved, and I just ordered this from Amazon. I'll link it down below. But I love it because it has a full monthly spread, so you can see everything at a glance for the month, and then it also has weekly spreads. So each day you have different tasks, to-do lists, things that you can fill out and help keep track throughout the week. And then at the end of the week, it has a weekly reflection and goals section, which is really helpful for you to be able to go through and kind of figure out what worked and what didn't work from the prior week and prime your brain to plan for the upcoming week. And then it has a blank page at the end of that, and that is where I do my first step to plan for the upcoming week. So step number 1 to planning the upcoming week and making sure to get ish done is to brain dump. This is where we do like a mental inventory, declutter, and organization. We take all the things from day to day that are just pinging around in our brain like a ping pong on crack, weighing us down, stressing us out, causing us to be incredibly overwhelmed, and eventually killing our consistency or leading us to procrastination or down dopamine alley at full speed. So the first step is to get everything swirling around in our brain out of our brain and onto paper. Once we can actually visually see it down in paper, number 1, it automatically is like a huge weight off of your shoulders. It's out of your brain, just kind of popping from one thought to the next, and you can actually do something with it now and have some kind of sense of control of everything that's going on or needs to happen and get done. And you get clarity so that you know what actions to take to make sure that you're moving the ball down the court. Now you can do this brain dump however you want. You could just do it in a journal, piece of paper, whatever you have, and just get literally every single thing out of your brain and onto paper. When you think you don't have anything left, go a couple more minutes and keep writing. The more that you get out, the more calmness and clarity you're going to have. When I first started doing this, it was like thought vomit all over the paper, just all kind of stuff everywhere. Now I group it into sections, and it's a lot more efficient and effective because I have done it so much. So it gets easier over time, like with anything that we start. So I have a personal section, a professional section, and I've recently added on a distraction section, so that when I'm doing that reflection at the end of the week and I see like, oh, on these certain days I didn't get these tasks checked off, why was that, or why was I late, what was going on, and then I can see the things that were distracting me and I can come up with some kind of plan to mitigate them or minimize them for the upcoming week. And having these pre-organized like that into personal, professional, and distractions helps me to be more efficient in step 2. So once we have everything out, every single thing you could think of, like I need to clean the pantry out, I need to take the little one to soccer practice, has a doctor's appointment, we have a family birthday party, I have this deadline for work, I have this project that I need to work on, I need to meal plan, I need to meal prep, I need to pre-track my food, I need to get my workouts in, whatever they are, write everything down. Doing this is just like going into your closet and decluttering it and reorganizing it. When it is just an absolute bomb of a mess in there, how much more anxiety do you feel? How much more stress do you feel? Overwhelmed do you feel? And how much does it slow you down when you're trying to pick out outfits or trying to put laundry away or whatever it is? It makes the whole process downline that much harder. So the same thing with our brain. Once we can declutter it and organize it, we're automatically going to have a sense of relief, a sense of control and clarity, again, to know how we're supposed to move forward. It's the same thing when you're doing that at home. How good do you feel when the whole closet is completely decluttered? It's all organized. It looks pretty. It's so easy to go in there and pick something out. So easy to put your laundry away. It makes all of those downstream things that much easier. Same thing with our mental inventory, declutter, and organization. So the brain dump is super important. Once we knock out step 1, now we move on to step 2. And this is the second tool that I use, live or die by really. And that is the Google Calendar. I would show you guys this stuff, but I have private client information on my Google Calendar and in my planner, so I can't show you guys that. But I have my Google Calendar color coordinated so that I know which things are personal, which are professional, etc. But it didn't start out that way. It has evolved over time for sure. So step 2 is to take those things that you just brain dumped and find them a home on a calendar. Give them a deadline. Plug them in somewhere so each of them have a home. This is going to, again, take that anxiety that is just constantly looming in the background of your mind of thinking of all these things you need to get done and giving it a spot in your planner on your calendar so that that is relieved and you know that it has to be done by that certain date and it has a home in there. And just that step alone is, again, just going to give you a sense of relief. So once you have your calendar filled in on your phone, I am somebody that likes pen to paper, and then I also like to have the digital as well because I'm on the go as much. So I have it on my Google Calendar, all my main priorities that I need to know for personal and professional. And then I go and put it into my planner also so that I have it at a glance here in my hands and I can write stuff and adjust where needed. So once I have everything plugged into my calendar and written into my monthly spread in my planner, then I move on to step 3, which is to create my daily objectives, your outcome list, results list, whatever you want to call it. Go to my weekly spread and I look at the things that are upcoming for this next week and I plug each of them in on the corresponding day. So if I have a YouTube video that needs to go up on Thursday, I will plug that in on Thursday. Once I get all of the things that need to be done on the specific days, then I work backwards. So if I have a YouTube video that's due on Thursday, then I need to plug in somewhere when I'm going to film it, when I'm going to edit it, etc. If I have client programming to do, if I have client check-ins, same thing. I plug them in on the days that they are due, and then I work backwards for the stuff that I need to prep to get those done. And I lay out as much as I can on each day ahead of the week. Now, as you go in through the week and you're working through your day, you're gonna have stuff come up that you need to go ahead and plug in on a later day throughout the week. Or if you don't get to a certain task, you need to move it to another day. So I am reviewing this constantly throughout the day and go over it at the end of the day before I leave for the day so that I know anything that I need to add on through the following day or adjust as I go. But for my pre-week planning, I just plug in the main things that need to be done on each specific day. And I also give everything a day. So if you are somebody that's like, I need to get 3 workouts in a week, but you don't have them on specific days, you are increasing your anxiety because 1, you're stressing nonstop. Where am I going to fit it in? Where am I going to fit it in? The hustle and bustle of the day is just vying for all your time and attention and energy. And so you're stressed out the whole time thinking about you need to get it in. And then if you don't actually get it in, you're that much more stressed and then you're not actually being consistent. So then you beat yourself up even more. So I highly suggest having set days. It takes that decision fatigue away. You don't have to use all that extra bandwidth and brain power to think about it. You know, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I work out at such and such time. Having those days locked in just erases all of that. It alleviates all that anxiety and stress. You know those are the days that you have to do it. You have the time block scheduled in and you're good to go. One less thing you have to worry about all day long throughout the day. And for any of my entrepreneurs or business owners out there, I do that with work as well. I didn't always do this, but I do now where I batch work. So I batch like tasks together all on a certain day so that I can get in a flow state because we are not good at multitasking. When you get into something else, it takes that much longer to get refocused and back on what you are trying to do. So I have started batching things together and that has definitely helped my flow for the week. And I apologize if you guys hear them mowing outside. Hopefully that is not too loud. Now that I have all of my daily objectives filled in for the week, I'm gonna jump into step 4, and that is to go back and look at the reflections process that I did at the end of the week, kind of go through all of my daily objective lists, see the things that were checked off, off, see the things that got moved, why did they get moved, and I will tweak and adjust where necessary to try to make this upcoming week a little smoother and go a little more seamless. And this is also where I will think about how I can refine the process to make it a little bit better. So like I said, this process didn't start out like that. So a few big things that I've changed is I used to do a lot of my planning on Sunday. Well, that one cut into family time, which I didn't like because Sunday is when we're all home together and that is our family day. So I'm trying to get as much work away from the weekends, especially on Sunday, as possible. And I also didn't give me enough buffer time to hit the ground running come Monday. So I have moved all of my planning to Friday. This allows for plenty of buffer time over the weekend to think about the things that I need to do to make sure to set up the week for success, or add anything that I maybe forgot or got a new idea and, oh, I can maybe do this better. So it just allows for that buffer time before the week starts so that I can hit the ground running and have the most productive week possible. And now this isn't going to eliminate all overwhelm or stress or anxiety. If you're a busy or driven person or pursuing anything worthwhile, you're gonna have a little bit of overwhelm, stress, and anxiety. And I think there's a healthy dose of that to keep us driven and on our toes. But if your days are consumed predominantly with just a massive amount of stress and anxiety and overwhelm, then that's your body's cue telling you that you need to switch something up and something isn't working, and you need to come up with some kind of system or strategy to help your process go a little smoother. We all know what system stands for, right? Save yourself time, energy, and money. And if you don't have a system in place and you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants, you're gonna constantly be overwhelmed, stressed, and not be consistent in the key areas of life that you want to be consistent in and find success and results. So creating the systems and routines that are going to help set you up for success is going to aid in that process. And if you don't go into your week with some kind of system or process, you're going to let the events of the day and your emotions dictate what you do throughout the day. That is not you designing your own life. That is life designing you. And we don't want that. We want to be able to design our own life so that we can accomplish the things that we want to accomplish, and we can do it in a way that helps us keep our sanity and manage our time and ourselves the best that we possibly can. Again, this is a process. Do what works best for you and your circumstances and the things that you have on your plate. It's not gonna look the same as me, but pick the things that will help you and make it your own. When I first started, I used to just fly by the seat of my pants. Well, we all know what a shitstorm that will turn into. Or if you're living that right now, you're finding that out. Or listen to me before you have to find that out and start implementing some of these systems to help organize and guide and keep boundaries on your focus, your time, and your energy. Then when I realized that wasn't working, I started just waking up in the morning and writing a to-do list that looked as long as a CVS receipt. Well, that started me down the path, but it definitely wasn't helping in all of the areas that I needed help in, and it wasn't keeping me focused and on target, on task, and helping me manage my weeks better because I wear so many hats. I run a business, my husband runs a business, we have a family, we have a home, we have our marriage, we have our health, we have all these different things that we are trying to pursue greatness in, and it takes work and pre-planning. We all know the old saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That is the absolute utter truth. And even if you are pulling it off just like through sheer will and grit and fight, you can do it in a much more seamless way if you do a little bit of pre-planning and help structure your days, your time, and your weeks a little bit better. So I encourage you guys to come up with some system. You can borrow mine, or you can come up with whatever system works best for you that will help you to set yourself up for success. Once I have all of these things done, I always meal plan on Friday so I can place my grocery order on Saturday, and I have all the groceries ready so that I can meal prep or set myself up for success. If you wait and do this last minute, then you're crunched for time and you're likely not going to do it. So giving yourself that little buffer room is really important, and just go through the things that are super important to you and work through them and give them a home and organize them. Get them out of your brain, get them onto paper, and come up with some kind of plan. This is gonna help you better execute at all the things in life. I could talk about this stuff for 100 million years, but I don't wanna make this video incredibly long. And if you enjoyed this video and things like this are helpful to you, consider jumping in the 8-week group coaching program that's kicking off on April 14th, because this is the kind of stuff that we tackle inside the group. It is not just about fat loss. I don't hand you macros in a workout program and say, go have fun out in these streets and figure it out. I give you the tangible, tactical tips that will help you be able to manage your days, manage your time, and incorporate a healthy lifestyle into your days so that it's not incredibly overwhelming, and you learn new mindset and habits and routines and tricks that will help this process along, and not just in your health and fitness journey, but in all the areas of your life. So if you are wanting to get in with us, the link is down below. Inwithjen.com is where you can find all of it. We kick off on April 14th, so I would love to have you in there. We can tackle all of these kind of things together. But if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody else you think it may be helpful to, or anybody else that you think would benefit from the program. Share this with them so that all of us can level up and kick ass together. And don't forget to drop all the things that you do that help you to have a successful week and find results in all the key areas of your life down below so that we can all benefit from them, because a little bit of what I do, a little bit of what you do is what somebody else can put together as their own plan, their own process to help them succeed through the week. So share all the wealth and knowledge down below. And I hope you guys are having the most epic week. I hope you're out there absolutely crushing it at life. I love y'all to pieces, and I'll catch you in the next video.